You're in India at the right time. We need to speak the language that they understand. Is India, or are we Indians, actually funding Armenia? Let's not be dependent on any of these nations anymore.
Hello everyone, my name is Mahrshi and I am content writer at Brain Thrust. You are watching an interview on Geopolitics by Brain Thrust. Today we have our special guest with us, Dr. Soubir Bhatt. Sir, it's my pleasure to get you.
It's my pleasure indeed, and it's a great initiative, Maharshi, you've been
Yeah, sir.
taken. So congratulations on that.
Thank you, sir.
All
Audience,
right.
I give you an introduction about today's special guest, Dr. Soubir Bhatt. He studied from universities like Harvard, MIT, New York University, and not just that, he served as MOC in Niti Aayog. He is two-time TEDx speaker and currently he is running business consulting company called VNE Consulting. If you will speak about his achievement, it will take so much time, sir. So let's start our session.
Yes, and it's a pleasure. I'm serving on Niti Aayog, Government
Yeah,
of India's planning and public policy making. In that, we've included education
yeah,
as the sole purpose to educate the upcoming generation of
yeah.
India. Amritkal.
So, sir,
Yeah.
my first question to you is that you work in IT Ministry of India as a campus ambassador. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, see, I'll tell you something. Each Indian citizen is an
Yes.
ambassador
Yeah.
to Republic of Bharat, India, or Bharat Mata.
Yeah.
When we trace back, pardon me if I keep on saying I, but rather we should say we Indians trace back our ancestry or our entire um, history of India, Bharat in general. India, that was a name given by the British after colonization, especially after the Indus Valley civilization. But India, Aryavarth Desh or Bharat, the history goes back million years back when there were hardly any countries on this planet. There was India, there was a tiny part of South America, Africa, but India was a proportionate landmass in the southern hemisphere. But back in the day, it was called okay. India is considered as goddess as per our Sanatan culture. That is Bharat Mata. And who's Bharat Mata? That's Mother Nature. So India is named Bharat after goddess Bharat Mata. So it's Mother Nature's another form in the form of country. So there's a lot of sentimental pride coming in when we talk about our nation. And yeah, when you asked me this particular question, how does it feel to be the campus ambassador under Information Technology Ministry of Government of India? It feels great. It feels pride that I'm representing my motherland in terms of technology, metaverse, all the modern transformation that's been taking place worldwide. It's all starting here in India. It's all being invented in India. And yeah, I am the tiny drop in the ocean. We are all tiny drops of the ocean water combined. We become a huge, uh, considerable, sizable ocean. That's
Yeah.
all I can say. Big
Yeah.
pride.
I agree to you, sir. We should promote as a citizen or government
Yeah.
of India. Yeah. So my second question to you is that I posted an article on IMEC corridor, opportunities and challenges. What do you think about IMEC corridor?
All right. I feel India has a lot of opportunities coming up now. In terms of where should I start? That's the question. See, India is an emerging market. From past 15 years, Many industry experts who were completely unbiased about India's growth said, look, Shobir, all your education in the United States. You had a job, you had to come back to India because there wasn't much flexibility given by the United States government in terms of work permit. So you had to come back to India for the good. And trust me, I'm a proud Indian citizen. I can stay work in India freely. Now, India has a lot of opportunities. In a similar manner, there are a lot of challenges because our nation has immense amount of population. And when I say population, it's nothing to be feel embarrassed about or it's nothing funny. Indian culture promotes big family. Indian culture promotes uh, big more number of people. Hey, I know countries that are actually striving to have bigger population because they might get extinct. But India doesn't have that problem.
Yeah,
So there are more opportunities coming up in multiple sectors, say manufacturing, healthcare, financial market, real estate, education,
yeah.
and so on. The
So
list
what?
is very long. I was sorry for cutting you, Maharshi. The list will be very long. This particular question is a discussion agenda
Yeah.
for a new topic.
Can you tell two, three challenges in IMEC corridor?
To the channel, see, to be very honest, I haven't been through the IMF corridor um in very much detail, so I won't comment much on that. Though I should have gone through it before. I know International Monetary Fund. I'm very well versed with them, but I'm unable to make any comments as of now. I got to be very honest with you and all our viewers here. See, I had a very hectic schedule, and I tended to be a little slack on this matter. My sincere apologies on that.
Yes. I think Israel-Palestine war creates some barriers between Israel and UAE. So IMEC corridor will be challenging for India or for USA, everyone. So
See, actually, what? Yeah, when you really put it that way, Maharshi, any war
yeah,
globally creates creates a lot of what to say creates a lot of unrest, economic unrest.
yeah,
It creates political unrest. It really creates a lot of cultural what to say cultural issues around. Say, I'm not saying the citizens tend to fight between themselves, but most of the war I've witnessed, say if it's the Gulf War or if it's India Pakistan war. See, 71 war, I wasn't even born that time, but I listened about the details of the war. What happened in 71 between India and Pakistan, or what I witnessed was the Gulf War in 1990 as a kid, or the US Iraq war post 9/11. Any war creates a lot of economic unrest to begin with.
yeah,
See, there's a lot of geopolitical changes. I know the aviation sector gets hit. Why? They have to reroute their flights. When they reroute their flights, the commercial aviation fuel cost goes up. See, it creates a train wreck disparity situation. So
yeah,
that's one thing. People's mobility is hampered. War means unrest. Any See, whatever the entire geopolitical global world may say, that oh, we are this, we are that, or I don't like this person, I don't like that person, but eventually what Prime Minister Modi said from India was very true. One Earth, that means we are one planet, uh, one family. When we're living on this planet, we're all a family. Anything go happens next door or a couple of blocks ahead is going to affect us. If Israel and Palestine are in war, I should be saying there may be some country that might be trying to earn big by selling aircraft, artillery, warship to somebody, and there might be some other country who might be getting affected due to the war. Certain countries' celebration time might be another country's disaster time. So war in generally is to be avoided. If we can solve the issue through diplomatic dialogue, it's good. But mind you, here, Maharshi,
Yes, sir.
if diplomatic dialogues can be carried out between two nations, but if there's some kind of terrorism involved or forced entry involved by antisocial element, that has to be eliminated by war.
Yeah,
Yeah, then we have no option than going into war. But what we need to do, we need to strategize what next after the war. How can we do reconstruction, redevelopment, or during the war, how can we have the innocent citizens see what happens? I tell you, two countries fighting, the governments are fighting, their armies are fighting, but the innocent civilians are killed.
yeah.
Innocent civilian. So that is not good. If we can safeguard that and run into war to clear out antisocial elements, that'll be great.
I want to include one statement. Modi
Yes.
Modi ji said that this is not era of the war. So I agree with that. This is not era of war.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move to third question. What are your views on about international organization like UN? We saw that the big organizations failed to stop this war. Should we
Yes.
restructure UN and other organizations?
See, I'll tell you what, United Nations, well, it's an international organization with multiple arms, and multiple arms means, I mean to say, there are multiple different organizations underneath them. IMF is one, International Labor Organization is one, there is youth diplomacy. You know what? United Nations, to be honest, things went out of control from the hands of the United Nations. I understand they might be better, but they might be really busy concentrating on the World Health Organization. They're trying to build up diplomacy organization for youngsters like you and me. And but yeah, United Nations is more mediating two countries from not getting into war. But I guess it's not United Nations. It's beyond United Nations agenda now.
Yeah.
If some country or some territory in this world has been kept as captive by terrorist organizations, then it's not the right place for UN to mediate a peace. Because terrorist organizations won't listen to peaceful lecture or to diplomatic language. You need to speak the language that they understand.
Yes.
I'm not preaching war over here. But if you're facing the bad guys, to be very honest, say if suppose Maharshi, you're a police officer, you're trying to chase a bunch of drug dealers with guns and bazookas. Are you gonna carry a baton to that fight, or are you gonna carry automated law enforcement gun to that fight?
One
That's
percent.
the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So United Nations is trying to mediate more peaceful solution with terrorist organizations.
Yeah. UN should do something more.
Yeah, UN actually should get into the situation more deeper. Say if there's any problem coming up with any countries like India, Israel, if their land is being captive, But if their land is being kept captive by terrorist organizations, UN should rather coordinate with that particular country and rather not lecture them to stay peaceful.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So my next question to you is that as we know that Africa is very attractive market for everyone. How
Uh,
should
could,
we
could you please repeat that question once more?
yeah, as we know that Africa is very attractive market for everyone to capture. How should we
Hmm.
capture this market with our geopolitical power? Because China is capturing Africa.
Yeah. See, first of all, our Indian system is not there to capture any market. Our Indian system, our Indian commerce bank is trying to come up with new products, new solutions, new um, what to say, new uh, product line like real estate, manufacturing, and do the best. We, we honestly we are not capturing looking forward to capture any market. We're just trying to serve the entire world.
Okay.
Make in India for the entire world.
Okay. Okay. So my next question to you is that India is not in ally with any country, but some insider claim that we are providing weapons in Azerbaijan and Armenia war. We are funding a war. Isn't it unethical?
See, to be very honest, that's a direct question for our Ministry of External Affairs and Ministry of Defense. I can't comment very deeper into it, but you know what I would say, we've so far. Okay, this question, rather I should leave it for Ministry of Defense and Ministry of External Affairs.
Yeah.
That is India or are we Indians actually funding Armenia or providing artillery, air force, and necessary armed force equipments to them to fight war. So this question, I'll be excusing myself out, and rather I would depend on External Affairs Ministry and Defense Ministry.
Okay, sir. If
Yeah,
I will get chance to meet anyone, I will ask this question.
please do. That's a very very good question. See, these are a few diplomatic questions. Every individual should ask, every individual should debate, every individual should explore. It's our country.
Yeah.
What are we doing in the geopolitical environment? What are we thinking of certain situation? Or how are we taking action against some evil forces? To be honest, India is the only country in this entire globe that hasn't invaded any other nation or any other continent.
Yes.
Remember that.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Next is how free trade agreement can help both countries.
Okay, which both countries are you indicating? My first question before I answer this.
Let's example India and UK is signing free trade agreement. So how can
Okay.
it help both countries?
Yes. That's a very, very, very good question. See, I'll tell you about more than diplomacy. It has diplomacy in it, but it has more of economic economic agenda. See, I'll tell you what. Now, after this free trade agreement, Indian citizens can open the business in the UK. Say, Mahrshi, just for example, you buy a nice villa in London,
Yeah.
and so congratulations, you're a property owner and you're a British property owner. See, the first thing you'll have the right to have more of a resident visa kind of thing. Now, when you wanna spend that property off, like sell that house off. Say if you just bought it for an investment and your investment is about to pay off. So when you sell that house and when you try to repatriate that money from UK to India, that point in time, people ask me, Shobir, we'll be facing double taxation. I say no. India and UK have a trade agreement, and they have a taxation agreement where you pay only one tax of 40%. I know it's pretty high. You only pay one tax in the UK and repatriate your money back to India. So
Yeah.
yeah, these trade agreements can ease out financial transaction compliance. Then it generates bigger market for finance, consumer product, consumer services, and so on. So yeah, this is more of a collaboration
Okay.
uh, in nature. Yeah.
What is the significance of BRICS?
All
BRICS
right,
too.
BRICS too. Yeah, yeah. See, I'll tell you what. More economic cooperation, more cooperation on the immigration front, more cooperation on trading front,
Yeah.
and trust me, if it's a time of collaboration, it's no time for competing. So BRICS has extended to entire Africa and Latin America, the two regions that's what that was neglected from past many years. And those are all mine rich, cocoa rich, cash crop rich continent.
Think what can we learn from China's geopolitical game?
Okay, I'll tell you what, you get to learn from anyone. Why enemies? You get to learn from even a small little kid. Any blunders, any mistakes made by anybody that
Yeah.
you see is happening. Look at that, evaluate. You yourself, you're mature enough to understand that that shouldn't be repeated by you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What are the geopolitical implications on space industries?
Okay, aerospace defense. It's a big industry and it's a big uh what to say? There's a lot of collaboration going on in the aerospace defense sector. See, United States is not the only market that will be selling their F-14 Lockheed, their fighter jets to countries. There are other players coming in too, and there's a lot of collaboration globally in this
Okay.
region. So this is a very different topic. It requires another agenda.
Okay. So my next question is your geopolitical knowledge helping you in your business?
Yes, when you're an entrepreneur, you need to keep track of what's going on globally. See, geopolitical situation helps you to make managerial decision which country you want to concentrate more on, or which country where you tend to venture out will be more beneficial for your business. Your business means what kind of product, what kind of service are you trying to sell to what kind of people? Would that product or service would be beneficial to that particular nation or this particular nation? It matters. See, if I'm trying to open a business in a country with whom India doesn't have good diplomatic standing, trust me, it will be very difficult for an entrepreneur to venture out. But on the other hand, where with any country with whom India has a super diplomatic relationship, it'll be extending to our own. It'll be like extending within our own home.
Okay. Your father had chance to meet Henry Kissinger. So what did
Yes.
you learn from your father about geopolitics?
See, Henry Kissinger, Dr. Kissinger was a very prominent figure. He was very famous, but unfortunately, I'll be very honest here. He was not a very liked person globally. See, Mahrshi, you can be famous for multiple reasons, but if you make a lot of racist remarks, racist comments globally, people are going to dislike you for that. So my father actually met Dr. Kissinger in Orlando, Florida. See, he was a partner of Anderson Consulting, which later became Accenture. So, global consulting seminar, all the partners meet, annual partners meet, happened in Florida, United States. In that, Dr. Kissinger was a keynote speaker, and he came in as one of the chief guests in that event. So, Dr. Kissinger's, you know what, my father heard Dr. Kissinger saying in general about geopolitics, but he was more concentrating on the United States and Europe
Yeah.
and the relationship between the US and the European Union back in 1997. See, that time Schengen was three nation union. Now it's a 27 member state. Dr. Kissinger didn't see the world beyond Germany.
Yeah. Okay. My questions are over, but now it's time for rapid round. Rapid
Yeah,
fire. Okay.
shoot.
First question is, what is your favorite book?
My favorite book. You know what? Dilbert and Tintin. Those two are comics, by the way.
Okay. So how will you describe diplomat in a one word?
Very good one. How would I describe? All right, Chanakya.
Wow. If you could have a chance to meet any foreign diplomat, what would it be?
That be Antony Blinken, U.S. Secretary of State. After Dr. Jayashankar, I really admire Antony Blinken.
Why?
See, actually, what his diplomatic skills, his entire way of taking care of controversial matters, keeping geopolitics and business in mind is top notch.
Okay. Who is
If
a
you can
okay, okay.
if you can make something without pissing somebody off, then you're a diplomat.
Yeah. Who is the potential economy other than India to exchange position of China?
Apart from India, I'm not doing favoritism towards India, but yeah, India is the only country that can take on and stay there for a very long time. But another nation that could come up along with India is strategically South Africa.
Okay. Why?
Yeah. See, because it has gold mines, it has industries, and moreover, South Africa is geographically placed on the Cape. That makes it closer to Latin America, Asia Pacific, and though Europe is a bit far up. So, from South Africa, Asia Pacific, and Latin America, especially Latin American market, can be catered pretty efficiently.
Okay.
Yep.
Who is who is India's new friend in geopolitical stance? If you see,
France,
why?
see actually what? France's president right now is working on multiple sectors, multiple segments with India, apart from aerospace and defense. They're collaborating with India in technology, in manufacturing, in automotive. Well, I did mention aerospace defense. The Rafale jets, they're all with the Indian Air Force now. So yeah, I see them as a friend to India.
Okay. So, which country would you prefer, Russia or USA, if you want to choose one?
Wow, that's just a very top level diplomatic question. Let's not be dependent on any of these nations anymore. We will have a cordial foreign policy with the United States. We'll have a cordial foreign policy with Russia. I know whatever the relationship might be between United States and Russia, that's their problem. Us, Indians, we need to stay away from other people's problem and we need to create more solutions that would be benefiting the entire world. Eventually, they'll benefit. So let's be less and less dependent on other nations. India is no less powerful. It should be the other way around. Should I'll rephrase this question very well. I'll just rephrase one sentence. United States, Russia, or any other country should not piss India off. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is our first interview. So how was your experience?
Great.
Thank you. Bye,
Okay.
sir.
Bye.
Nice
Take
talk-
care. Yeah.